Hey guys, I'm back. I am back. We are back from our cruise. We had a good time. I took a couple extra days off just to get back into the groove. My mother is in the hospital, so if anybody out there on Facebook land, they switched her room yesterday. It's 5109. She's at DMH. Anybody on Facebook from Illinois, you know where that is. So they took her out of her one room and put her into another room, and it's 5109. She seems to be doing a little bit better. Hi guys. Hi Selma. So we're going to make an easy cookie today. I've never made this cookie before. So you guys know if I make something different, I'll try it. And I'll try it once. If I don't like it, then I'll never make it again. So it is called a cream cheese cookie, and there's only 5 ingredients, guys. So it's going to be really easy. Let me turn my Facebook around. Yes. So if you're on Facebook, my mom is in 5109K. She's at DMH. You can go see her there. She would love to see you. Joni LeBeau as well. She would love to see you. And she is in 5109. Hi, Rochelle. Okay, so you need 5 ingredients. The ingredients you need is a cup of cream cheese, a cup of peanut butter. Hi Mimi, hi Ollie, hi Joan, hi Gina. A cup of sugar, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and that's it. Hi Ambrose. Hi Rochelle. Hi Terry. Okay, so I got a cup of cream cheese here. I'm going to stick it in the mixer. You guys see my mixer? Let me scoot you over so you guys can see me at the mixer. I'm going to put a cup of cream cheese in. I have all the ingredients set up. A cup of peanut butter. And you can choose any kind of peanut butter you want. I chose creamy, so you guys can choose whatever you want. And then you're going to have a cup of granulated sugar. Good morning, Cecil. Good morning, Irish Heather. And in with my granulated sugar, I have my teaspoon of baking powder, guys. Hi, Donna. So in goes the sugar and the baking soda. You're going to need 1 egg. Make sure you guys crack that egg into a separate bowl so you don't get a shell. That's always important. And then you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to give it a little extra for goodness. And that's it. It's really simple. And I think I'm going to use the smaller cookie scoop. Oops. Got to do something here. I'm going to use a smaller cookie scoop. I've never made these before, so let's see here. That's the medium. Here's the smaller. So this is the smallest cookie scoop from Pampered Chef. Hi, Regina. Hi, Lori. Hi, Marianne. So I'm getting a little bit of what kind of cookie am I making? It is a 5-ingredient cream cheese cookie, and that's the name of it. So there was 1 cup of cream cheese, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of vanilla, guys. That's it. You're going to bake them at 350, and it says for 12 to 15 minutes. Now, the net carbs in this is 22 net carbs. The regular sugar grams is 14. However, if you want to use monk fruit or a sugar substitute, to bring that sugar down, you absolutely can. Hi, Sherilyn. Hi, Lulu. So there's no flour in these cookies, guys. There's no flour in them. I don't know why they call them cream cheese cookies. They should call them cream cheese peanut butter cookie, but I did not make the recipe. So we're just going to go with it. Hi, Dolly. Okay. So yes, anybody out there in Facebook land, if you want to contact my mom, she's at DMH. My brother said she was doing better last night. I had to take a step back. I was getting overwhelmed. So I was getting overwhelmed to where I was not feeling good last night. So I had to just step back a little bit. But that's okay. I can still call my mom and find out how she is. Okay. So now it says just put them on your paper. It doesn't say, you know, because there's no flour in here, so I don't know if they will spread out. I'm not sure, guys. So we're gonna give it a whirl. Hi, Jade. Hi, Ann. We're going to give it a little bit of a whirl here and see what they do. Now, they use the bigger cookie scoop. I'm using a smaller one. They used, in her direction, she said that she used 2 tablespoons for her cookie. And it took 12 to 15 minutes for it to bake. So this is really nowhere near. So I'm going to do it for a lot less. So I think I'm going to start at 10 minutes, guys, instead of 12 to 15, and we'll see. We'll see what they look like. If anybody's calling me or texting me, I cannot answer you at this time. I'm on live, so I'll see it when I'm done. And if you all can see, I got my St. Jude's Carnival t-shirt on. I think that's a really nice thing that they do on their boat. They have a St. Jude day, and they sell their t-shirts for $12. And then for small, all the way to XXX. Hi, guys. Hi, Ron. So they sell them for $12. And then all kids' t-shirts go from like 2 years old all the way up to teenagers. They're only $4. Okay, I'm going to take my hooks off on my paper, and we're going to put them in the oven for 10 minutes. Alexa, set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Now, I did use my homemade vanilla, and we're going to make this in October, guys. We'll be making this in October. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all back. Hi, KK. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Ron. Hi, Pig. Hi, Connie. How's everybody doing? We're doing okay, I guess. My husband said to me today, are you going to get on TikTok? Are you ready to do it again? And I was like, yeah, I'll get back on. I just needed a couple days. Hi, GW. Hi, Sunny Mama. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Pamela. Hi, thanks, Bree. Hi, Annie. Yep, they're easy cookies, guys. I've never made them before. Hi, Sheila. They're 5 ingredients. I found them on TikTok. So I thought, well, I'll bake them. So it's a 5 ingredient, and they have them listed as a cream cheese cookie. I would have listed them at a peanut butter cookie, but what do I know? Hi, Jay. Hi, Michelle. So it's 1 cup of cream cheese, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of vanilla. That's it. Bake at 350. So there's no flour. Now, it said it was a diet cookie, but I mean, you're really using sugar. And I did it how they said. So it says the net carbs are 22 net carbs, and that the sugars are 14 grams per cookie. Sorry guys, I have a little cough. To bring the net carbs down and the sugars, you could definitely use monk fruit or any other, what's that other one? Allulose. You could use it and bring that way down. And then it would definitely be like a keto cookie for sure, because you wouldn't be using sugar. You wouldn't be using any kind of sugar. I'm assuming you might even be able to use like honey instead of sugar. But I wanted to try her recipe first, and then I will try it with other to see if it will turn out the same way. So we'll do it first this way, and then we'll try a different way to bring down the sugars. But I mean, it's a really easy recipe. And it all goes in the bowl. It said, her directions said, put everything into the bowl and mix. So there's no separating anything. It just all goes in the bowl and mixes. Lindsay, I cannot talk to you right now. Bud, can you call Lindsay and see what she needs? She's calling me. Sorry guys, my daughter is calling me. She might need to talk to Daddy. So we have 6 minutes. What have you guys been doing the 12 days I've been gone? It doesn't seem like I've been gone 12 days, but I was gone 12 days, guys. 12 days! I need to upload some videos on my TikTok of some of the stuff we saw. I definitely need to upload some of that. I tried to go radio silent. But I couldn't. Well, I could have, but I decided to turn my phone on through Verizon on certain days, and I'm glad I did, because that's when I found out my mom was in the hospital. So I'm glad I had a nudge saying, hey, you need to turn your phone on a little bit. So if you ever go on a cruise, you do not have to use their Wi-Fi. You can, if you have Verizon, there's like 5 or 6 cruise lines that if you use Verizon, you can pay $20 a day, and the only way you use it is if you turn your phone on. So you can pick and choose the days that you want to use. Hi, Auntie. Which is really nice, because if you go through the cruise ships, it's every day. So I only know through Verizon. I don't know if other plans do the same thing, but Verizon is $20 a day the day you use it. So it is an option for you to turn your phone on or not. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. So I did do it 3 times while we were gone 8 days. Good morning, Susan. We're waiting on our cookies to see what they look like. I'm kind of, well, they're not spreading out. They're still a little humped up, so maybe they won't spread out. Yeah, put my glasses on and see who's. Hi, Janice. Hi, Barbara. Hello, everybody. Thanks for the flash goal, whoever sent it. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Janice. Hi, Lucy. Yeah, my mom's doing better, thank you. Oh, I hope she's going to be better soon. We're all praying that it's better today. Hopefully today is a better day than yesterday. If, every day should be a better day. I just saw Leighton. Who's that? Jennifer Layton. Hi. That is my daughter's last name. That's why I had to pull that back and look. I thought it was my daughter. Hi, Janet. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Josie. Hi, Bonnie. I need a drink. I think I said to my husband, I don't feel sick. I think because I was stressed. Hi, Cottonwood. Let me get a drink. I'll take a swig of this. Maybe it'll calm my throat down. That's better. Yeah, I think because I was stressed about my mom and all the craziness that goes with it. I just had myself so worked up last night. My husband's like, enough. Hi, Butterfly. So we're making a simple cookie, guys. A very simple cookie. I found it on TikTok. So we'll try it, and if we don't like it, then we won't like it, right? So it's 1 cup of cream cheese. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Josie. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Madison. Hi, Phoebe. Hi, Liz. Your fave granny. Hi, guys. Hi. Welcome back, everybody. I missed all my friends on TikTok. So you need a cup of cream cheese, a cup of peanut butter, a cup of sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of vanilla. I gave it a little extra for goodness. Hi, Patty Decker. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Glenda Day. Patty Decker, I got you already. Hi, Lenora. Hi, Mommy Kathy. How is everybody? I've been good. I've been good. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Hi, Kathy Bond. Hi, Glenda. Phoebe. Hi, Phoebe. Hi, Grandma Kay. Hi, Mrs. B. Hi, Lily. Thanks for the hearts, guys. And I'll give hearts to my mom. I will be calling her in a little bit at the hospital and see how she is. Hi, everybody. Hi, Penny. Oh, our timer is getting ready to go off, guys. My husband, Alexa, stop. Let's look at these. Well, guys, they're puffy. I think they need to stay in a few more minutes. They're not flat. They didn't flatten out. Alexa, set the timer for 2 minutes. I'll do the 12 minutes, and then that will be it. Hi, Maria.
12 minutes, starting now.
No, Alexa, stop. Alexa, shut that timer off. She heard me say.
12-minute timer canceled.
Alexa, set a 2-minute timer.
2 minutes, starting now.
Guess you have to watch what you're saying around Alexa. Hi, Watcher. Hi, Kathy Vaughn. Hi, Aaron. Hello, everybody. You guys know that I make those wash rags. My husband came out last night with a regular washcloth. And he said, "Can you make them as big as this?" And I said, "Yeah." So I started one last night. Let me show you. So this is the color I start last night. So I would say that's about as long as a regular washcloth. And I don't know if my husband will like this color, but that's the color I chose. So, but these things are so soft, but he said that it needed to be bigger. When you buy this thread, you can buy the super soft, or you can buy, it's not real soft. Hi everybody, hi Lena, hi Aaron. So when you buy 100% cotton to make wash rags, there are two different grades. They have a super, well actually there's three. There's like a stiff one, which is good for like kitchens, and then they have a soft one, which is this one, and then they have a baby one that you can make like baby washcloths with, and it's like super fine. But so I've never made one this big, so I'm intrigued and see what it's going to be like. Okay, Alexa, stop. Let's get this. Oops. Put that there. Now, I will let these cool, and my son will take these to work today. Hi, Diamond. Hi, Steve. Hi, Aaron. So, I think what I need to do, I'm going to get one of these. It said to let them sit for a little bit because they're very soft, but they have to get hard. They have to, I guess, set up. And you can kind of see that. You can kind of see that, guys. It said to let them sit for like 3 minutes, see how it's doing. But they are definitely cooked on the backside. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Aaron. They are definitely cooked on the backside. Oh, I made this one into a heart. But that's what the backside looks like. They're very hot. Don't do what I did. I just want to get a... They have to sit on here for at least 3 minutes, it said. But you guys know me. I'm impatient. So let's give it a taste. Not bad. They taste, I don't know when they call them cream cheese. They taste just like a super soft peanut butter cookie. They're very good, guys. I'll make these again. I will definitely make these again. But they have to sit for at least 3 minutes before you actually lift them off the paper. So I will let them sit here. They did get a little flat once you took them out of the oven. They went down, guys, so they are flat. That would seem to reason with me. There's no flour in them. So, you can make these cookies. If you don't want to use the sugar, use a sugar substitute and bring down that sugar 14 grams per cookie. It's 22 net grams per cookie because of the cream cheese peanut butter, which is all protein. But you can bring that sugar down. That's a suggestion. We will give it a try. But I wanted to get on here and do something easy with you guys real quick. I have missed all you guys. I will be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be my happier self. I'm going to try, anyhow. So, I missed you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Like, follow, share. I'll give the recipe one more time. 1 cup of cream cheese, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar or sugar substitute, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for being on my live. Like, follow, share. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.